2-year-old Chett Sailer is a happy little boy. He loves to play with trucks and tractors and hang out with his sisters. But not too long ago, when Chett was just 9 months old, things weren't so happy.
I woke up in the middle of the night, completely inconsolable, thrashing, throwing his head back, just not like the typical sickness, fever. So you knew something was off.
The Sailors brought Chett into the ER. He was admitted to the hospital overnight after tests showed fever as well as inflammation throughout his body. He was treated for his symptoms, discharged, and the family was told to monitor him closely.
We went home for 2 days and fevers and rash became pretty consistent. Once we were back in the hospital, they ran several more diagnostics that showed his inflammatory markers were kind of through the roof at that point. We thought we were losing our son.
That prompted calls to specialists at Sanford Fargo, including Dr. Clifford Moriello, who specializes in pediatric infectious disease, and Dr. Christopher Failing, one of only 2 pediatric rheumatologists in the state of North Dakota.
It's really important to have a good team, especially early on when the diagnosis is unclear. You really need a teamwork effort to make sure you're not missing something else.
In Chett's case, different diseases had to be ruled out before finding a clear diagnosis. It would take 9 days from his first trip to the ER to determine what was wrong.
It's like a puzzle, and that puzzle, sometimes you don't have all the pieces, sometimes you do, and there's no single diagnostic test for any of the diseases that we treat. So when we come into these fever cases, we really look at the fever pattern. That gives us a really big clue to what could be going on.
With Chett, not only would his fever come on strong around the same time each day, but it was accompanied by a rash as well, which would also fade away as his temperature went down. That was the clue Dr. Failing needed to diagnose Chett with systemic juvenile idiopathic arthritis, or SJIA, which affects about 1 in every 10,000 kids.
In Chett's case, when we saw him, it helped make the diagnosis. He had arthritis of an elbow and of his cervical spine. But with early treatment, we can get everything controlled pretty quickly and prevent any long-term deformities or issues.
Within days of starting his treatment for SJIA, Chett was recovering nicely and feeling like himself. It was sheer relief for his parents.
You go from your son not moving. Anytime you would move with him, he would just be crying. So just to get him to like reach for a toy or start to reach for a snack, it's really the little things in life that it just brings you pure happiness.
We got our son back.
Chett is still being monitored, but for now his symptoms and arthritis are under control. Around 30% of children with SJIA have a monophasic disease course, meaning the disease burns itself out in 3 to 4 months before going into permanent remission. Others have a polyphasic course, where the disease flares up occasionally, followed by periods of remission which last months or even years. For Chett, only time will tell which form he has.
We treated him for 6 months, and we were able to stop therapy in May, and he's been in remission since then.
Now it's just the occasional checkup with Dr. Failing, who has quite a bond with the Sailors.
Dr. Failing is a wonderful man, very smart, intelligent, and very caring. And we've gotten really close with him. It almost feels like a family member. He truly cares for his patients.
For the Sailor family, those 9 terrifying days are a memory now. And on this trip to the doctor's office, Chett is not just a happy little boy, he's a healthy one too. In Fargo, Jason Anschutz, Sanford Health News.